Hello, my name is Mariah Peart, and I am a graduate student and a graduate assistant at Georgia Southern University in the Civil Engineering and Construction program. So what influenced me to go into the civil engineering path? I remember sitting at the table with my parents around the age of 12, and we would look at home design books. And I was so intrigued by the architecture and the design and the blueprints because I loved art and math at that moment. So when it was about time for me to apply for college, I wanted to go into architecture. But I was led to look at the curriculum of civil engineering, and I really saw that the curriculum in civil engineering, it really fit for what I want to do in my future. So in 2016, I participated in my first ASCE student conference, and I was very excited to be a part of the surveying competition where we were able to rank very high out of the 25 plus schools there. So that was a very exciting time for our school. Then the next year, I had the privilege to be a vice president for our ASCE student chapter. In my volunteering among with other young ladies, I had a chance to get involved by encouraging other young middle school girls who wanted to go into the engineering path. Then I got a chance to get involved with one of the Science Olympiad events that took place at Georgia Southern in 2018, where all the local middle school students, they got involved with competitions that they can apply their engineering skills. So I was really excited to be a part of an involvement where I can see students who are my age that wanted to apply their learning into something that they really love to do. So in my senior year as an undergrad, I was a part of a project where the city engineers wanted to redesign a complex intersection in the city of Statesboro, Georgia. And this intersection, it contained at least 3 roads and 2 active cross-cut railroads. So what they want to do is to redesign it so that there can be better traffic flow and to reduce the number of traffic accidents. So we approached the city engineers with a technology called 3D laser scanning, and what this technology does is that we can use a scanner that can capture the surfaces of objects in 3D with a non-destructive laser beam. So what we'll do is we'll set up this scanner along the perimeter of the entire city intersection, and then after we collected all the scans, then we go into our lab and we use a software where we can create a 3D model. So we donated this model to the city engineers where they can use a method called virtual surveying, and with this method they can be able to measure distances within the model, so this will help them with their redesign process for better traffic flow at that intersection. So when I began my graduate studies, I was a part of a similar scanning project as before, and this project was for the Blue Mile group of Statesboro, Georgia. And what they wanted to do is to enhance and improve the Blue Mile corridor, which contains many restaurants and businesses. So in this project, I was able to help in teaching the senior project students on how to use the laser scanner in the field and how to create 3D point cloud models from the scans that they've collected in the field into the software that they should use. And then a part of my studies for that same intersection, we applied the method called close range photogrammetry. And with this method, we were able to use a drone and take many pictures around the city intersection, and then we'll go into the lab and then use a software where we can stitch the images together and then create a 3D model, and we can measure distances within that model. So a part of my thesis is that I want to compare the advanced technologies of 3D laser scanning and photogrammetry and how they are against the traditional surveying instruments and how accurate they are and how we can use those more in the future. So in the recent year, we were approached with another project where we had to laser scan and create 3D models of historical barns that were located around the city of Statesboro. And these models were for the Bulloch County Heritage Society, and what they wanted to do was use these models as virtual preservation since the barns hold so much history within our community. So I'm very appreciative that ASCE has chosen me as one of the top 10 new faces in civil engineering professionals, and I hope that my story can be encouraging to the next generation and that they can shoot forward into their passions and that their passions can be an impact to their communities and to the world.